Be more intentional with relaxation. It's 8:15 p.m. on a Tuesday. The workday was long and uneventful. Afterwards, you had to run some annoying but necessary errands, like post office and oil change stuff. You got those done and somehow managed to knock out a quick workout and make a quick, easy meal. There's no real laundry to do. There's no real cleaning to do. So you finally have time to unwind and relax, you think to yourself. Finally, a chance to actually enjoy today. You decide you're going to continue watching the show that you started last week and go to bed reasonably early so that you can be rested for tomorrow. As you're making your popcorn, you think, let me check Insta real quick while this pops. The microwave beeps. You'll get to it in a second. That second turns into minutes, and now it's 8:45. A quick 30-minute doom scroll throws off your sense of time on this evening, but no big deal. You pull your now room temperature popcorn out of the microwave and pour it into a bowl. You head to your couch and turn the TV on. And as you're doing so, you think, this TV, it always takes a second to fully turn on. All the apps are so slow for the first minute. So you grab your phone again. You look up and it's 9:15 p.m. Geez, time is really running by now. You decide you should probably hit a bathroom break before you start watching because, you'd hate to have to pause and throw off the flow of your show. So you get up, phone in hand, to knock that out. 9:35 p.m. You get back to the couch, sit down, take a handful of your cold popcorn and start the show that you were finally planning on watching. The intro starts. You unlock your phone. 2 episodes race by in a flash, and you're only half watching. It's 11:30 p.m. You don't really know what happened in your show, or what you were even doing on your phone. You just know time has passed. You decide it's time for bed. You dump your now stale popcorn and brush your teeth. You unlock your phone to set an alarm, and before you put it back down, you scroll for a bit. 1 a.m. So much for an early night. The worst part? You don't feel the slightest bit relaxed. As you could probably guess, the hypothetical was closer to an anecdotal retelling than anything. Despite my best efforts to dramatize in a borderline horror movie tone how quickly a quote-unquote relaxing night can get away from someone, I imagine a lot of people have had experiences very similar to the one I just described. I believe my generation is bad at relaxing and should try to be more mindful in how we think about unwinding, because rotting on your phone might seem like a super efficient way to recharge, but I feel that in reality, rather than recharging us, it just drains our batteries slightly slower than the real world stuff. I'll start with how this idea/prompt came to me in the first place. I've had a lot going on these past few weeks. Road trips, work projects, self-imposed athletic goals that require time and energy, family events, dates, catch-ups with the homies, and the list goes on. And I was loving every second of it, but I was getting tired. So, I decided I was going to take an evening after work to totally recharge so that I could keep the ball rolling, to hopefully ensure I'd avoid any burnout that inevitably comes with getting busy. And I essentially followed the exact steps of the hypothetical that I just laid out at the start. I was so frustrated with myself by the end of it that not only did I not get the recharged feeling that I was so longing for, that I so needed, but I was actually more tired and stressed out the next day. It felt like I got robbed and I was the only one to blame. Fast forward a couple of days, that burnout slowly creeping in. I'm still busy and still enjoying it, but getting to the end of the tank. I needed a reset. I needed to feel like I was in control of my time. I needed to feel like I was intentional with my pastime, intentional with my relaxation. Not that someone was serving me whatever best fit my algorithm. So, I put my phone down in another room and I sat down at my desk. No outside distraction, no phone buzz, no show in the background. Nothing but this silly block game that you're watching me play right now. I played Minecraft for 3 hours in the middle of the night, and I felt like a kid again. It was the best. Now, I know that it might sound silly trading a small screen for a slightly bigger screen, and I can hear the critique of, well, that's just a different kind of distraction, but I cannot stress enough how different that experience was to 3 hours of doom scrolling. I had control. I chose to go and do what I wanted to do. I built something that I could come back to and enjoy again and again. I let the music of the game leak out of my computer speakers softly as I let the night get away from me. I was aware of the time passing, and I was okay with it. I had a blast. I only got a few hours of sleep that night, but my God, was I rested the next morning. We need to be more intentional with the time that we give ourselves. I will not get up here and lie and say that I don't laugh out loud at some of the reels that my friend and I share with each other. Some of the best inside jokes come from a stupid meme page or brain rot. But when in order to get one or two of those bangers, I have to pay in the form of consuming 20 or 30 duds as I mindlessly swipe until something funny happens in less than 3 or 4 seconds to account for my fleeting attention span, I don't know if I want to all the time. Occasionally, sure, but not all the time. I think that personally, I stand to gain a lot from giving myself an actual moment to breathe, to think, to exist without distraction, to be bored even, in order to give myself some time to process life. I imagine many of you stand to gain a lot from that too. To be clear, I'm not saying to start meditating for 30 seconds a day or 30 minutes a day or an hour a day. I'm not saying to wake up at 4 in the morning and throw your phone away. None of that. I mean literally taking 5 to 10 minutes and just sitting with yourself. You probably ask your friends all the time how they're doing. Ask the same of you. How are you feeling? What's weighing on you? What do you still need to do today? What do you want to do today? Do you need to recharge? If so, how do you best do that? Is it gaming? Reading? Watching a show? Staring at a tree? Hugging said tree? Whatever works for you, works for you. You just have to actually do it. On that note, I believe that our generation's inability to truly unwind and relax and recharge, thanks in large part to social media, adds to the general anxiety and feeling that time is getting away from us that our generation often suffers from. Now, before I get tagged as Unk, and you click off the video because I sound like every grown-up in the world, I don't think this means we have to give it up or give it away entirely. I just think we need to get some control and be intentional with how and why we use these apps. The only thing that you or I have control over is what we do in our free time. So why are we allowing Meta or X or TikTok to decide what it is that we see in that time? Even some crappy Netflix show that's made to be watched in the background of a TikTok doom scroll would be a half step up because you would at least have some say in what you were watching. Now, I know that Netflix and Hulu and streaming apps in general have their own algorithms and it's not total control, but you're at least catching my drift here. There was an intentionality with the act of choosing, and that's more that we can say about Instagram or TikTok. I say we should try to be bored a little bit more. In an era of instant gratification that insists on constant dopamine hits, let's try to sit back and reset every so often. I see it like going on a mini diet. When you're eating nothing but vegetables and baked chicken for a week, you already know that that cheat meal is going to hit like none other. But if you have that cheat meal every day, it gets old and it makes you feel fat. I'm tired of feeling fat after these doom scroll cheat meals. Also, I'm not trying to sound like one of those grind set assholes that thinks you need a rhyme and reason for every action and that you're not friggin' grinding. None of that. I just think we all could profit from being mindful about this kind of stuff. All that being said, you are the only person that can decide what it is you do with your free time. I just urge you to be more intentional with that time. You want to doom scroll? Sick. You want to play Minecraft? Awesome. You want to read? Okay, nerd, go off, I guess. I just feel like one of those examples leads to more anxiety and unrest than the others. You deserve to recharge. You deserve to feel good. You should respect yourself enough to own the free time that you have and be intentional with it. You would hate to waste your friend's time if you didn't have to. So don't waste your own. Peace and love, peeps. Remember to laugh for any and no reason at all. Thank you for watching.